Hey guys, welcome again on this series of videos to explain a little bit how the oeye-trader expert advisor and indicators work. Okay, so basically in this video I just wanted to make one to talk about a little bit about some basic rules that you want to employ whenever you're using the expert advisor. So let's go over it. Of course, if you're already an expert at it and all that, you can probably skip that, but I figure for the first time, if you're first time using this expert advisor, this would come in really handy for you. And these are the ones that I follow to these rules. Okay, so basically let's start with the rule number one. Rule number one is that the expert advisor is not fully automated. Okay, so we know that most of us try that. What does it really mean? It means that basically at this moment in time on the stage, it's a semi-automated tool. It does not know peaks, doesn't meaning that it doesn't know whenever you are on a major uptrend or on a major downtrend. Okay, so in this case, a lot of times what you see is you end up with something like this, as you see on the screen, which is basically it mixes things up. It mixes it since it doesn't know. Look over here. You can see that it opened right here. You can see that it open sells on a downtrend, and the same thing, it open buys on a downtrend. And of course, as you can imagine with this is going to increase a lot your drawdown, and you're going to lose a lot of money on this. So basically, the expert advisor needs your help, needs some the human interaction as well. Needs to you basically just need to change the settings whenever you're on an uptrend or whenever you're on a downtrend. And we'll cover more a little bit on the basic rules. But again, because of this too, because it doesn't know whenever it's on an uptrend or downtrend, then whenever you run tests, back tests, like a 1 year, 2 year test and all that, this is not going to give you good results. Okay, back test, unfortunately, at this moment, you're going to have to do it part by part. Every time there's an uptrend, so you can keep track of that. That this is the only way. Running a full year back test history on this, it's not going to give you good results, and rather just don't waste your time on this because of this. Okay, going on to the next rule. The next rule, because it's not fully automated, because at this moment in time, as in March, beginning of March of 2019, the expert advisor is not fully automated. Do not mix buys and sells. Okay, so again, it's the same thing. We were here, this was an uptrend, as you can see. This was going up, but whenever you let the expert advisor do the opens and sells, it's not going to know, it's going to try and open sells as well too. Okay, so it's not a good idea. Maybe your settings, maybe you're comfortable with the way you have your settings on the expert advisor, but as a general basic rule, just don't do it. You're on an uptrend, so just do, in this case, in this part, do just buys, otherwise do just sells. Okay, use a higher time frame to decide on your lower time frames. Okay, what does it mean by this? Is basically, take a look at this. We have here what is called the H1, the hourly for a time frame. So in this case, we take a look at, let's say, for example, this. Yeah, right here. You can take a look at it from like January 4th. From January 7th, something like that, we can say. For January 7th, all the way to the 28th, there was an uptrend. Okay, it turned and it went all the way up here until the 28th. So these are your points of reference whenever you're running tests. Okay, or this is basically during this entire time. During this time is when you had buys, not sells, and this is going to help you out on your whenever you run the time frame for lower guys. So, for example, in this case, so let's say again we were using 7th of January. So we will use 7th of January all the way to, when did we say it ends? It ends on about the 28th of January. 28th of January. Okay. So now that you have these states and you're going to run it for H1, okay, that is fine. It's only going to be buys, not sells, because it was an uptrend. And you let it run. Now you can see here it didn't do anything. Probably my settings were too tight or something, but it did not do any buys. Okay, but what I was mentioning now is, now that I have a frame of reference, when there was a long uptrend, which was on as H1 showed me, now I can simply go and do for the slower ones. Okay, so if I take an M15 and I do the same. What is it telling me, the journal? No history. Okay, no history. I think I have history for M5. Not even. Okay, well, that's not gonna help me out a lot. Probably M1 doesn't have it either. M15, nope. All right. So I guess I need to download the historical data for that one. All right. Let's take a look at something that we do have some history for, maybe something lower. All right. So in this case, let's say here, 28/9/21. So 2018, 9/21. Okay. And this one went up all the way up to here, which was 10/04. Okay. Look, let's see if this one would work for us. There you go. See, now you see a bunch of buys. And I have, at this moment, I had it within my expert properties. Why did it close? It closed because I had enabled Pareto close, and also it has a take profit of 50 pips. Okay, so I set it to automatically close, but we will go up to the rule later. You take a look at the graph and look at this. Very, very nice. And from 1,000, we ended up with a profit of 173. Okay, very simple, very straightforward. Again, as we said, just concentrate on doing buys whenever the trend is going up. Again, just to repeat myself, but the H1 showed me the uptrend, and I used that to do my trades on the lower time frame, which was the M30. So then I could do the same with M15. What you're going to see is that the lower time frames you go, the higher the drawdowns will be. Even this one is a little bit too high; it's 16. But then if you see for M5, M1, the drawdown is going to be even higher. Just what I see happening a lot. Okay, on to the next rule. Well, we covered this, but buys on MACD long uptrend. So what do I have here is I have set up my MACD in a following manner. Is let's find one. Yeah, okay. This one's here. This one also was suggested by Ali. But basically, you have here MACD, and I will show you right here. Right click, edit the fast MA. It's a 25, slow is a 26, and I have a separation of 5. Now, when I do this is on H1. This one gives me a really nice look when the uptrend went and when the downtrend went. It's tight. It's not very, very long uptrend. So what this means is a lot of times you're going to be checking, and of course you're running live demo right now. Maybe you are going already on to live market, but if you can see here, changes will happen in a couple of days. So maybe probably in the beginning you will check it every day, every other day, but the MACDs are very tight, small. So you need to do constant check just to see if the trend has gone up or down. Okay, but yeah, the rule says that base the settings here on MACD. You could also, if you're an expert on other indicators, you could definitely use other tools that can help you realize, okay, there was a trend, uptrend, downtrend. One thing always kind of remember is you will never really catch it all the way at the bottom, at top. It would be really nice to do, but just kind of accept that idea that you will never really catch it, and it's fine. You know, you will still make some nice profit. So, okay, so those were the rules on an uptrend, MACD uptrend, do buys, and in this case, I'm just showing you a chart that had the problem of the expert advisor doing buys and sells at the same time. This is just to explain you the MACD. Okay, just do buys, on the other side, do sells. Okay, so that's clear. And let's go see the next one. Now, turn off Pareto and take profit. Okay, it's quite a nice rule. You can certainly always keep it on, have some profit if you already want to feel comfortable that it takes at least a little bit of profit. But the way we are doing this, and especially if you're doing manual trading and you're going to be keeping track of this, you will get more profit if you take those off, if you turn them off. Because if we see this guy, take a look at this. So on this setting that we had take profit right here, take profit and Pareto close. You see, so all my trades closed here, even though I could have gone a little bit higher, sure. Same here. Take a look at this guy right here. It closed, even though there were two closes when it could have gone higher. So the idea here, it says basically turn them off. And basically, whenever you visually see that the trend is going down, then you manually close them. Okay, all you're basically doing is you're just letting the expert advisor open the trades, and the human has to make the switches, has to close the orders and make the switches to the other side, uptrend or downtrend. Okay, so let's take a look. From here, we had a profit of 173, right? Now, if we were to turn off, I go onto export properties, and we were to turn off this guy, false. I'll take this too, I'll set it to 0 just in case, and take profit, also set it to 0. Now, it's not going to close at all. There will not be take profit or enable Pareto. We do the same run, and let's take a look. Before, we had a profit of about, what was it, about 173. You can go back on the video. Okay, so now here at this point on the 3rd of October, as we saw, that this is where the MACD showed me that it was going to go down. It switched down. So at around this point, again, you're not going to catch it right on top, but around this area right here, and even here, you're going to see it and you're going to close it. Your profit would have been about, look at that, 590. About 3 times more than whenever we had the Pareto. So it's also a very nice rule. Again, if you want to, if you're risk averse, if you already want to catch some profits and don't want to risk it so much, let's say keep your risk even lower. And yeah, the drawdown, of course, increased to 27.13. This was a long time. This was a long time frame. But yeah, these were the basic rules. Then in order for you to change the drawdown and all that, for example, there was here a down. So maybe this time let's take a look at the H1 that we're looking at. Sorry. Okay. So you see here, if you were using this MACD, you would have just gone, hold on, where did we? Okay, from September 21. So I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, September 9, 21. Okay, So from here, we went all the way to October, okay? But if I was using this type of rules, then I would have said, okay, September 21. September 21 was here. I would have closed here, right? You would have cut your nice profits here. Again, you would have seen going up around this way. So you would have cut it here. And again, just make some profits here. Because you were using a lower MACD. The biggest changer is here. Here it crossed around this time. Even the box, it's telling you it's really time to buy. Okay, and then you would have gone all the way up here until until what day is this? See, until September 28th. Yeah, you would have still made some profits around this time had you caught it. Okay, but again, it's simply if you keep track of this, of the H1, and again, this is H1. If you take a look at it around the same times on the 30, on the 15, you're definitely making some nice profits. In any case, so I hope this video, even though it went a little bit long, I hope it helps you out. Please follow these basic rules, and at least you will be able to do some really nice back tests and also live demo trading. Hopefully with this, then you can build it up on, and with your experience, as you start using this more and more for your manual trading, you can make some even improvements, better improvements to get some bigger profits. Thank you.